Good evening, everybody, and I hope I got my technical issues out of the way. I had to go and buy another headset. Appears the other headset shorted out. But I am going to start off tonight with a little cry fest that's been going on with Infiltrated. Um, she got into a bit of a tiff over on her Telegram saying that I doxed her. Now, um, there was a couple of these, and I'm going to go through them. And there is this uh, thing that came up um, where she whined about me allegedly doxing her in May 7th, 2022. Now, I did post that someone that had been identified as her had been slandering and defaming me and was repeating posts of my address and pictures of my house, which originated with Tim Homestead. And she decided to republish all this stuff on her Infiltrated by Truth Telegram site and then over on the PBTF site. And when confronted about this, she broke down into a little temper tantrum and accused me of doxing her. The problem is her identity has been known for quite a long time. She has been on Canadian news television at protests, and so it would be easy enough to call the CBC and get her identification that way. And she even doxed herself a couple times, even though she seems to have forgotten it. And unfortunately, I can't pull that post up because she's either taken the site down or she has blocked me from it because I cannot get into the infiltrated site to find the uh, post in question. Now, so she, and I'm going to say hello to everybody coming in the room. Uh, and she posted things like this. Uh, I did receive several emails packed with full of information as a result of doxing me in May 7th. Nice little lady with a lot to say about one William Kevin Murtaugh and Company. Now, again, she's doing it again. There is my legal name there, and she posted. She did this before this so-called doxing by her, and it was because of her that I have been getting some rather odd things. Now, the one thing I did not do was post her email address. That was done by her friend Timmy, because she had apparently written to the Texas Department of Public Safety, known as the Texas Rangers, to find out if David Strait was a member of that organization. And she found out the same information I did, that he was not. And then, let's see what else we got here. I gotta see if I can find this. And she puts Holmseth can do whatever he's appropriate, and he has my complete trust and support in these efforts to help expose the truth regardless of the consequences. So, what she has done is she's saying it's okay for Tim Holmseth to use her address and her legal name, but nobody else can do it. And the problem here is that because she associates with Timothy Charles Holmseth as either part of the PPTF or actually as a love interest, if we are to believe that she actually made love to her smartphone. So in that respect, she is a public figure, and anything that is public information is not considered doxing because that information is out there. And she is operating a business where she serves the public, and justifiably enough, she is subject to criticism if warranted by the general public who takes advantage of what business or service she has to offer. And the uh, business in question had a lot of criticism. And like I said before, uh, she had threatened to use anonymous to track down the IP address and uh, stuff like that that she would use to retaliate against this business. And so that means that she has connections with Anonymous. And what is Anonymous known for? They are known for hacking. Now, this law firm rather conveniently published information regarding missing child Haley Cummings, according to an article that the High Command put up using Tim Holmseth as a byline. The problem is, this is a lie. The law firm did not publish that information. Their website was hacked and the information placed there rather conveniently by parties unknown as of this date. Now, remember, over in the business comment section that this woman has set up, she actually threatened somebody with being doxxed by Anonymous. They were going to find that individual's IP address, and whatever action would take part because of that can be implied. Now, um, so we have this connection to the hacker collective. Now, we have another rather interesting individual who claims to have certain abilities that may make this individual uh, subject to being um, either the hacker or knowing the hacker that did the rather amateurish hack of the law firm website, and that is Mr. Evil Destroyer, or Miss, since we don't know for certain who this individual is, but he posted this interesting comment in Telegram. I told you, Mert, we can control your whole live stream if we wanted. Just some of the little things to make you wonder. Think back, why are all these things happening? Now, the reason he made this comment is because of the technical difficulties that we ran into last night with this live stream. So if all of a sudden I start having mysterious technical difficulties and things go wrong, we will know who to blame for it. Because Evil Destroyer has made it clear that he or people he affiliates with, like Infiltrated, have the ability to hack into the live stream. Now, the thing that confuses me here with Evil Destroyer and with uh, this other individual is, why are they so interested in this teeny tiny little stream site? Now, right now, I've got 11 people on here. You know, real big, um, you know, website. You know, big YouTube channel. Got 11 people in here. I think I have 1,181 subscribers the last I checked. So, not much of a YouTube channel, yet these people over on Telegram are treating it like this is the most important YouTube channel on YouTube and the most important channel on the internet. They are constantly paying attention to this uh, live stream, usually, and I'm going to check just for the hell of it, there's some kind of remark that's put up on Telegram that the station is on the air and we're picking on the poor people. And I don't know if we're going to have that tonight. They seem to be really big. Nope, here he is. Here he is. 9:08 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Mert is live talking about David Strait and Timothy Holmseth feud. Now, I don't know who this person is that posted this, but apparently they joined the group long enough to put this up there. So thanks for the pre-publicity. It's going to get these people all riled up. And yes, we are going to talk about David Strait because something else interesting happened. And let me go over once again back into my little cubbyhole. And Tim Holmseth has been uh, trying to get David Strait to publish information on kids that allegedly were rescued in some operation out in California. And this is an absolute fantasy. No kids were rescued in any operation by the United States Marines, and everybody knows it. And David Strait apparently said something along this line. Strait wanted him to lay low, wanted them, meaning Tim and Randy. He asked them to stop posting stuff under the Pentagon Pedophile Task Force because his life was in danger. Instead, they doubled down on it. He abandoned them last summer. I have been trying to tell people for months, and, this was from an individual that posted over on Telegram. Now, this is verified. Let me find that one. And oh boy, where did that go? Alright, it's gonna come up. It'll be on this one here, I believe. So let me put this up. See what this says. Alright, let's get on here. Okay, let me hide that. That contains information I was not going to put out there. Let me see if I can find that, because this is interesting. And it was pretty blunt. But what I may have to do is read this off a Telegram, because I thought I had downloaded this thing and it's not showing up. Okay, here it is. It's still on my other account. Because I thought this is interesting, and so let me try and get this in a room. Okay, why are we not? Huh. Alright, I downloaded it. Where did it go? Alright, let's go to downloads then. Alright, I'm not sure why this didn't. Try this again. Okay. Let's get you out of here. Not sure why that didn't. Now it just popped up. The other one. Now, Bonnie Strait posted this, and she starts out saying, Timothy, you are printing false information on your Gab site. Uh, and she goes on to say, the only real de jure government that Texas has. And in another part of the Telegram uh, post, which I am going to bring up on Telegram and read it since it's, or Gab actually, not sure exactly where she put this, but she basically said that they don't want Tim Holmseth using David Strait's name, period. They basically, it's a notice to agent, notice to principal, which David Strait is the one that coined that term, and they don't want Tim Holmseth using that. And I have been told that the Scooby team listened as Phil McConnell called David Strait. Well, that's an interesting development. I don't know. Um, well, let's see. The video is showing. Um, we got Phil McConnell. We got a woman wearing the United States flag. We got this guy in an undershirt in another corner. Another woman wearing some kind of flag shirt, and then some guy with something hanging down that might be a credential of some kind. I don't know. He's got an ID thing on his uh, whatever. And I guess I can put this in the room. So let me go through this. I hadn't expected to do this one, so let me go ahead. I gotta do a couple things here to get it in here. But as you can tell, I believe I fixed my technical issues that I had last night. I had a couple things happen. First of all, I was not able to play the intro that I just played. The audio went completely off into Mars, and it was a processing error that happened in my video editor. And then, okay, I'm going to do this. Wow. Now, why am I getting the VLC in the middle of this clip? That's funny. So anyway, I'm going to share the link, and let's see, let's go up to share screen, Chrome tab, and share. Okay, alright, I gotta, yeah, let me, alright, I'm gonna play this the way it is because I think it's gonna work, but if you don't hear the audio, let me know and I will play it again.
I have something that I would like to share. Hold on one moment.
That was weird.
Okay, the party can officially start. We had an amazing day. Field McConnell invited us to his home. Wow. Wow, 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 fucking wow! I got my first Bible ever signed and numbered handed to me from Field McConnell. It was so emotional. I cried tears of joy like a little baby. It was very beautiful for me. I will remember this day for the rest of my life. And we had David Strait on the phone with Field, and we got to listen to them talk to each other and share a couple of stories. And it was something that you just had to be there. And I think some of our admins got to listen in our admin group because we were talking about something, and then we just put the phones next to each other. It is a day I will remember for the rest of my life. And then look what we do. We come in, we open a chat, we get back to 3D World for a few minutes, but we solve mysteries. So that's what we do.
Now, uh, that was kind of weird. But, it just shows that Field is getting communications from the outside world. So, he's alive, well, and so on. Well, Jolly Bridge, I did not know the contents of the video, so I'm wearing a set of headphones. All of a sudden somebody starts screaming, and I'm going, what the hell? So, everybody got caught off guard with that one. Maybe Glow the next time would give us a little bit of warning that someone's going to be yelling into the headset, into the video, so that we can avoid such a thing. But, it's something that came about, and so there we are. Now, yeah, things are dead over there. I can't do much with Telegram because Infiltrated blocked me or took the thing down. She had her little temper, and now, you know, we don't hear anything from Infiltrated anymore, except over on the PPTF channel. Well, that's all right, Laurie. I'm used to surprises, and I guess having that was something of a surprise. Now let me see. And, you know, we got this stuff where they are still claiming that people are part of the finders. And these people clearly know nothing about the finders, or they would understand that the finders no longer exist. It was a small cult in up in northeast Florida, and it's been gone for decades. But these weirdos have nothing better to do than come up with all these dumb conspiracy theories. And then we have this Jigsaw, whoever the heck he is, or she is, or it is also blaming me for having something to do with it. And, again, Infiltrated is having a little bit of a temper tantrum without taking into account the disparaging of me that she is doing on the Telegram sites that she runs. I mean, I've been told that I am this Bulger character. I've been told I'm part of the Finders. And then she repeats the nonsense about Tim Holmseth calling me a serial killer, a pedophile, and this, that, and the other thing when she knows full well this stuff is false. But these people continue to lie, and they say that they, believe in God and all this crap when they don't even follow the Ten Commandments. They don't follow the basic tenets of Jesus and of Moses. That 400-year-old fart that got up on a hill, managed to keep getting hit by lightning, and got this tablet with all the commandments on it. So, but, another thing that Timmy just published is David Street claiming that he was hit with some kind of hand grenade. And he's mentioned this Taser Man. Who the hell Taser Man is? And so we've got all that nonsense going on. And this is baloney. It's false. It's crap. None of this stuff is true, but Timmy is putting it out there. And let's see. Yeah. Okay. The only thing I can figure is I'm blocked because I just tried to open a link to Infiltrated's whatever it is, and it doesn't show up. It's like invisible, and yet somebody 4 hours ago put up a link to that site. So she's running scared and blocking me from her channel, which they are hiding. There's something she's hiding, and she doesn't want me to see it. And so I basically have been blocked along with quite a few other people, apparently, uh, from her precious channel. And, Timmy Holmseth is trying to retract a statement he made. He said, "Note, I never expressed any opinion regarding the legitimacy of the Republic of Texas. I simply reported David Strait is identifying himself as holding the rank of colonel for the Republic of Texas, Texas Rangers as a member of law enforcement. David Strait is accepting evidence of crimes against humanity. Nobody knows what happens to the evidence after he receives it. I also reported Colonel Strait confirmed 2,100 kids were found by U.S. Marines in cages." Now, he published a statement by Bonnie Strait. And Bonnie Strait starts right off, like I did with the slide before. "Timothy, you are printing false information on your Gab site, the Republic of Texas. The only real de jure is government that Texas has." And she goes into a history. And she says, "Thus you are printing false information. I suggest you do research that goes back into the 1800s and search for yourself, or we can supply you with the research," and so forth. And she says this statement: "We don't really have a desire to have you ever use David's name again when you're just trying to malign him and being mean and hateful to him. Lies come from the devil himself. He is the author of lies. You should really rethink what you are doing and whose side you are really on. God calls it an abomination to lie. Read the ninth commandment and all over scriptures about liars and lying." Well, Bonnie, if that's her name, I hope it is, but Mrs. Strait is saying exactly what I've been saying, that Tim Holseth is lying about just about everything he says and does on his various social media sites, and by extension, so does Randy Erickson, which is why she lost the lawsuit. Now, even David Strait, who is largely responsible for the information Timmy had, and he was, according to Timmy, the man between him and the former president, uh, that support has been ripped away, and they basically told Tim to leave them alone. Don't mention them anymore on Gab, Telegram, Rumble, and BitChute. They're done with Tim Holmseth. And that is something that Tim's going to have to take heed, because David Strait is no one to fool around with. Um, this thing was 2 hours ago that this statement went up. And, so this is basically telling Tim to knock it off, go away, leave us alone, and so forth. And, when infiltrated, um, wrote herself to the uh, Texas Rangers, their exact words were, "There is no Republic of Texas law enforcement." That is something they made up. And that's the exact same answer I got when I contacted the very same individual. So, you know, and Timmy published all this. He is working hard to discredit David Strait. Now, personally, I don't care what David Strait says or does. I don't give a tinker's damn about David Strait. He can do what he damn well pleases. He'll be dealt with uh, by law enforcement if they want to deal with him. If they don't, then he's going to continue what he's doing. But, we have this situation where uh, David Strait is disowning him. And, yesterday he got into this nonsense with the receipt from E-Clause that was done back in uh, November of 2020. And it's supposedly, excuse me, the same uh, information that David Strait has. And it's not. It's not, the thing that was filed with the Middle District Court has nothing to do with this incident in California or anything else. It's a personal thing between Chris Hallett and the courts. And I believe it was a domestic matter, and because it was a domestic matter, the case was sealed. Oh, I didn't know they wanted to come in. Let me, if it's really them, invite. Okay. Let me put it in here. They're more than welcome to come in here. Um, okay. And here we go. Okay, that's the link if they want to call in. But again, I am not on here to disparage the Straits. I'm here to point out that Tim Holmseth is basically driving a wedge uh, between them and him for whatever. Oops, I guess I'm a little late. I thought you'd been here. But for whatever reason, I did not see that. Okay, well, apparently I missed the. Sometimes, guys, I don't watch the chat. I, I'm, bringing up slides and this sort of thing. Uh, and that's probably why I missed it. Oh, okay. But, if I have no problem speaking with either of the Straits if they want to call in, because that way they can give their point of view as to what is going on um, between them and Timothy Holmeseth and everything else for that matter. Because, even late tonight, Holmeseth over on the High Command channel has put something up about. Uh, yeah, I'll go ahead and put the link up again. You may have to copy and paste it, Dutchman, if You need to do that. We'll wait and see how this is going to happen. Because the software, I don't know if they're familiar with the software. Um, this software can be a bit annoying. But I was not aware the Dutchman was either one of them, so that's totally new on me. Um, oh, thanks for saying I'm fine, Mark. I can always use a little positive encouragement. Okay, I got. Okay, I see that the Dutchman had posted something. Okay, let me go over there and check that out. Let me put this on minimum while we're waiting to see what happens. Because with that link open, I'm surprised the trolls haven't come in. Okay, when I hit that link, uh, I do not get. I get Telegram. I get the infiltrated by truth. Oh, we're back. We've only got. All right. Well, I guess I'm back with that. And she's gone. Yeah. The thing they don't understand about Mr. Reagan is the guy is dead. DEAD. These people are so unbelievably stupid. I mean, I have printed out the obituary twice to this individual, and they keep comparing him to this Mike Hammer guy or anyone else. And they just have this thing about using dead people in their various conspiracies. But you can't get common sense into these people. They're just gonna wish that Bob Hammer and John Reagan are the same person to satisfy their own little twisted fantasy. And, that's just the way it is. They can't operate on truth. They have to keep coming up with these ridiculous fantasies. But, yeah, Laura, they don't care. I mean, it took them less than a week after Leanne died to make a conspiracy theory about her. And I've got somebody followed me on Twitter, and I'm getting new followers on Twitter that are obviously from this spectrum, and well, I agree with you there, Wanda. Let's see. Let me. All right, I gotta go back over because I'm gonna see if I can find this account. Um, I got a couple here. I didn't even know about that. This one individual is kind of interesting because she mentioned Wayne and then she mentioned a name, and I don't know who the guy. I don't know who the person is. It says Wayne, aka something, and I don't know who the other something is supposed to be. But Wayne Kruger is only known as Wayne Kruger, and she passed away on the 19th or the 9th of May. She'd been ill for quite some time, and the only thing her dying wish was is that Timmy would correct his lies and leave her alone. And Tim could not do that even in her death. And that goes for the other people that are over there. They are batshit crazy, and they just keep, you know, putting this weird stuff up. And this McAfee thing is kind of funny. Let me. Now they've been saying, um, do 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 do. Okay, I'm trying to find this, but John McAfee afterlife. They seem to like resurrecting dead people. We resurrect uh, John Reagan. Somebody is saying that Leanne has not died, and now people are saying this John McAfee uh, isn't dead when there's autopsies and everything else of when he died, and of suicide apparently, and yeah, and they're saying that um, the owner of uh, Chris Hallett, the owner of E-Claws, was murdered, which he was, by Neely Blanchard, but they say it's not Neely Blanchard. So, what? Yeah, what is in the minds of these people? I mean, there is enough legitimate sources out there if they want to report on missing and abused children. If they have legitimate arguments with the CPS, then argue. But when you go around and accuse innocent people of being serial killers or looking like a gangster or looking like a guy out in Indiana, your credibility's going down the crap. And that's what's happening. More and more people over on Telegram, for instance, is basically telling them they're full of crap. Because they're beginning to realize these people don't know their ass from the hole in the ground. They're just a bunch of people that are LARPs barging in on the um, Patriot movement, and it doesn't, and they, yeah, they're doing the same thing with Isaac Cappy, uh, and the Dead Heroes movement. It just there's no end and no morality to it. If they can make money off it, they're gonna do it. And there's a buttload of money floating around. Um, Now, I understand that I reported it before that there is a statement that um, Randy Erickson is accusing David Strait of taking money from her and not doing what he was supposed to do with it, and now she wants her money back. And High Command came in here and made that demand. Um, so it's just piling on these accusations. They're disrupting things. Whatever it is that David Strait's trying to do over in his uh, movement there, he is being interfered with by these individuals. And an hour ago, Tim Holmsess put this up on Gab. Counselor General of the Republic of Texas appears to be playing weird games to fool we the people, by Timothy Charles Holmseth, May 29, 2022. Today I received a long text from Bonnie Strait, Consul General, Republic of Texas. Counselor Strait expressed her displeasure at my news reporting. Only a short time later, I observed Counselor Strait's long message to me word for word on Telegram about an account called Mr. Purple, Penripple. And he basically repeated the letter uh, that she had sent him. And so he went on, because I observed Consular Straight's text message to me word for word on Telegram, it was clear she wanted it published, so I published it on Gab Social. Only a few minutes ago, Consular Strait texted me and said, Timothy, I reached out to you personally. I did not authorize my private contact with you to be published publicly. And then he goes on, folks, are you picking up what I am laying down? Counselor Straight's text to me can only appear on Telegram if she published it or had an agent publish it. Then when I published it, she contacts me by text and screams, victim, victim, victim. Does Counselor Straight's series of calculated actions seem like the actions of an honest person? Screenshot below, you decide. Notably, my initial news reporting that upset Counselor Strait was to inform the public that Counselor Straight's husband of 9 months, David Strait, is identifying himself as a colonel with the Republic of Texas Rangers, and then receiving evidence from victims and witnesses of human trafficking and crimes against humanity. However, there is no accountability or chain of evidence regarding the evidence Colonel Strait receives. It basically vanishes. Now, this is escalating this even further because now look at the accusation she's making not only to David Strait but to Bonnie Strait. And he's doing something that no ethical reporter, journalist, whatever you want to call them, would do. And that is they are publishing a confidential correspondence. Um, Bonnie Strait did not want this made public, but he made it public. And reporters don't do that. It's called a confidential anonymous source. I get information from people and they tell me they don't want things published or they want me to hold off until they get more verifiable information, and I've always followed that rule. I only disclose what people want me to disclose, and if I disclose something with that permission and they want to remain anonymous, they remain anonymous. Tim doesn't understand this concept, and thus he is basically going to war against the Straits and calling them out on this correspondence that's been going back and forth between them. And this is an hour old, so this is an ongoing situation between the Straits and Homestead. And judging by the pattern we see from Homestead, I expect to see this keep going. Timothy Homestead will not back down to the Straits. He's either going to find a way to wiggle out of this mess and still claim he's right, or he's going to continue to attack the Straits. Now, as far as anybody's opinions of David Strait, his actions, or his claims, I remain neutral on that. I'm not taking sides on this. What I am pointing out here is that David Strait is probably one of the first people of a major presence on this spectrum of the media that worked with Tim Homestead, apparently through Randy Erickson. And he's the one person that Timmy should stay loyal to. But Timmy has decided he's going to throw David Strait to the wolves for the same reason he's gone after General Flynn and Lynn Wood. It's because they are not acceding to his demands. Timmy wants the attention. He wants credit. He wants people to believe that he's doing all these things that he says he's doing on his BitChute account, on his blog, and everywhere else. And when these people don't fall into line and give him the attention that he wants, he attacks them. And he's even gone so far as to imply that SEALs connected to Lynn Wood are out to assassinate him and Randy Erickson. And other people are out to assassinate him and Randy Erickson, like Craig Sawyer and other people. I mean, Tim is a perpetual victim. Every time you turn around, somebody's out to get him. And when you comment about it, you get attacked. This is the primary reason they are after me, because I will not back down. I, you know, I recognize Tim Holmseth for what he is, and I bring it out there to the small number of people that come in here, and they can either believe me or not. I make no demands. I'm not trying to silence anybody. I'm just making you aware that it's the opinion of many, many, many people out there that Tim Holmseth is not who he says he is. He is a fake, he is a fraud, he's a charlatan, and he's a grifter. And he's ripping people off. And he is breaking the law doing it. Now, unfortunately, the law enforcement's too lazy to do anything about it right now, but that's the way it is. Good evening, Paula. Welcome to the chat. Uh, we're just kind of going over a few things. You know, Infiltrated's being a big crybaby about this doxing situation, which she actually put herself out there. I can't remember when it first came about what her real name is, but it's been out there for years, and I mean, the woman's been on national television in Canada, so people know who she is. But, she's just like Timmy. She's got to have that attention. Okay, what is exposure saying? I haven't been paying attention. But, exposure can make up their own mind. I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and say you have to do anything. Either believe me or not, or if you believe the evidence or not. It's just like the same thing that has to do with Timmy. He either believes what he says or not. And he's not to be believed, but if people want to believe him, then, there's not a thing I can do about it. It's kind of like that leading the horse to water thing. People are going to decide for themselves. Phew. But anyway, kind of wonder why that disappeared off my phone, but there's no telling. Telegram is a weird thing. But, we are getting the. Let me go back over and see if anything new is developed. Okay, we got 5 new posts. I am not being handled. All I ever wanted was for Tim to leave me alone. Apparently, this has to do with me. Your whole life is handled. You are used by bad people who do bad things to other people. Well, I'm sorry. That's not the way that works. Oh, this is. What are we going in here? I gotta scroll down. I'm not sure why we're getting old stuff. This thing is going through the whole. Wow. For whatever reason, it's not going to new messages. I'm having to scroll through the entire thing. Let's see, we got 3. Here we got 3. This is weird. This thing is it's basically is replaying the entire um, thing. I guess I'm just gonna have to scroll down through it. You know, for whatever reason, it's not marking red messages, and so I'm having to scroll down through the entire thing, which has an ungodly amount of posts in it. Well, this is good because now the archives come back up that I wanted. Because it shows in here on this channel. Alright, let me pause this. Oh, okay. Oh, that's interesting new information. Thank you for that. Um, hmm. When exactly did that happen that they did that? Because that would I would be curious. But I get the blame for everything. I mean, that's just the way it is. I mean, this bimbo seems to think that I have all this enormous powerful, and I've got people behind me that can do all these things when all I am is a retired truck driver with this tiny little YouTube channel. And it's just how paranoid these people are. Alright, maybe we're finally getting to the end of this crap. I'm not sure. I'm not going to be able to check on my phone anymore. Oh, they put up something about Kim. Last warning. Oh, I've got a last warning. Let's hear the last warning. Alright, come on, last warning. Give me whatever threat you're going to give me. Do, 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 do. Of course, they got somebody apparently doesn't know how to use their equipment because I'm getting a last warning, but no warning. Well, I guess they decided not to give me a warning. Gotta love these people. Let's see what we got here. Kim is involved in a lot of loads of shit happening to her. Oh, this goes back to when. Oh, boy, how people's past catch up with them. Yeah, this is an ally of radio uh, that bought into this crap, and she soon found out that it was a mistake. It's just like what's happening with Tim. People are realizing that they were misled and they are fleeing. And that's what's happening with Tim right now. Arrest him, Home South Task Force. A little surprised they put that in there, but it's alright. Because both of them are fugitives of justice, and they know it, and people know it. They make excuses for it. There's always been a translation program out there. Jeez, when is this ever going to end? This is going through the entire. Somebody been busy. Gonna be spending the rest of the night scrolling through all this. Jesus. And what it is that this stuff is not dated, so you don't know where you're at. It won't go to the bottom of the page. You have to scroll through this entire thing. The desk the desktop version's a little different than. Oh, let's see. Another link to my chat. This is an older one. I know that. Bert is spreading rumors and filth about Timmy and Randy. Oh, this is a week or two ago, probably. So and she just loves linking to this page, which is fine. I'm not hiding from anything. All right, thanks. I'd appreciate that. More information coming my way eventually, so we'll see what that's going to be all about. I may wind up doing a Memorial Day live stream. Do, 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 do. To us. Yeah, I think she's getting into stuff that's current on the other board now. Oh, our warning is back. Let's see what the last warning is. Okay, well, last warning. Have you figured out how to use your equipment yet? Do do do.
Lord, it would be in your best interest to leave my Timothy alone. You've accused him of adultery. You've talked about his underwear. You've stalked him. You put him in danger. But leave him alone. This is
I
your
haven't
last
put him in
warning,
danger,
sir.
you dumb shit. You know, this is an example of what I'm talking about. She gives me this last warning, and she apparently doesn't realize that I have recordings of her um, and to do voice analysis with. And the thing of it is, she doesn't understand that Timmy has talked about me. Now, last warning, if that's what you want to call yourself, why don't you go back and through your own Telegram? You have put stuff up there that has put my safety and security at risk. I mean, people think I'm a pedophile. People think I'm a serial killer. People think I'm somehow connected to Bulger, the gangster, who's been dead for I don't know how long. I've been accused of being the bridge man from over in the Delphi murders. I mean, he's basically planted a target on my back. And you come in here giving out these batshit warnings. And, you can go F yourself. Because if anything happens to me of a criminal nature, you are criminally responsible. Your name is going to be in a folder of a file that will be given to law enforcement in the event of something untoward happens to me as people of interest that law enforcement would need to talk to if I die of something other than natural causes. Your blind devotion to palm Seth is going to get you put in jail one of these days if you don't straighten your act, because you are inciting violence by reposting that stuff, because all it takes is one idiot out there with an AR-15 and I'll be assuming room temperature, and it will be directly because of Tim Holmseth. And just look at Charles Manson. He didn't kill anybody, but he incited his followers to do it. And look at what happened to Charles Manson. He died in prison. Yeah, and so that's recorded on the show, and it can be extracted by law enforcement. That you're whining about trolling somebody when you're making direct accusations against somebody on your little account. Sharp, I don't know. I mean, Randy has children. Now, whether she only has daughters, I don't know. I have I have not gone into the family history over there, and I'm not interested in the family history over there. You know, they can do whatever they want. I don't care. But I just the hypocritical nature of those people that support Tim is glaringly obvious when you see what I'm accused of by these people day in and day out. Okay, now we're getting down. Should be getting down to current. I don't know why this keeps going on and on and on. I guess they're trying to accuse David Sawyer or Craig Sawyer of having something to do with this alleged hand grenade thing or whatever happened. Which, by the way, you know, there's been no. Okay, we're getting into the Texas stuff. Commander of the Republic of Texas stuff. Maybe we're finally getting to the end of this damn thing. You know, I don't know why. It scrolled through this entire thing. This thing is going on forever. Yeah, it's the same thing that's over on the PPTF. Okay, we finally got to the end of this thing. Jesus. Hmm. Okay. Interesting. Yeah. Yeah, but this is these people are supposed to be about rescuing children, about finding the truth about what happens to um, missing children, and yet they're running around accusing innocent people of things they did not say or do, rather than, yeah, I got them, um, rather than going after the true offenders. I mean, there has been minimal, if any, comments made about the children that were killed in Texas, the children killed in Buffalo, and so on. You know, we have hundreds, if not thousands, of kids killed, um, murdered, and they're ignoring it. Absolutely ignoring it. They're not discussing it at all. Okay, it's all about the affidavit. So tell David Street to put on his big boy pants and tell me if he did what he said he was going to do. I am asking for Callie. Okay. Well, now anybody on my channel knows whatever that demand is. And let's see what we got. Somebody has posted on Timmy's thing about David Street. The David Lester Street hoax. Um, I have read this blog before, and this whoever does this is very detailed. But apparently, it's someone that does not uh, believe in what David Street is, and so they have posted this on Tim Holmes's BitChute page, and so this and here we go. This is called the Gold is Money thing, and This is what Tim Holmseth is allowing, or whoever is running that channel is allowing on their website. And somebody suggested they put it on Truth Social. And the comments being put up aren't really. But, well, yeah, I can probably do that. I've got to go into a different browser. Hold on. That's why I put the link up so you guys. It's easier for you guys to look at the link. But I can bring the screen up. But I've looked at this particular blog before because of stuff that was written on here. Um, Share screen. Alright, this is. See if I can blow this up a little bit. But this is basically, I'll put up about the first paragraph. But this was written on May 1st of last year. So this article is a year old. And it basically, the guy is calling out David Strait, and so forth. Let me take that off. And, goes into a couple of his old statements. But, this stuff is coming up on Timmy's BitChute page. And if he was a supporter of David Strait, he would not allow this stuff on his page, or he would at least put up a disclaimer stating that he stands behind David Strait and does not believe what is written here. And so, because of that, this is clearly showing that Tim Holmseth does not and never has supported David Strait. He's lied about it in order to siphon off those devoted to David Strait and his wife. And so, so that's what that was all about. And so there we go. I don't know if iPhone. Anyway, well, my numbers went up. But uh, but this is, again, Timmy is not loyal to anyone other than Timmy and perhaps Randy. And Infiltrated is under the illusion that Timmy is devoted to her. And that's completely wrong. Because I guarantee you, if at any point it suited him to do so, he would throw her out into the trash. So, over on the PPTF, somebody made a comment that Strait died today in a robbery. Yeah, that. If you want to call into Merch Show and show your support to Timothy Holmseth, click this link. Let's bombard this madman with our support for the strongest fighter of children. This is interesting. So let's see if these people start calling in here. Now, we've already had this final warning in here, and now we got this little tidbit. Now, whoop, let's bring it up. Come on, come on, come on. There it is. Now, I find it a little surprising that she wants to even bother having people know that this show exists. But, this is the thing. I'm not afraid of these people. I don't hide my name. She hides her name. She doesn't want people to know for certain who she is. Although I understand that there is a source of the information that's not me. I'm waiting for permission to give this information out. But, she says, okay, everybody bombard Merck's show with an old trick that's been used on talk shows for decades. They used to do this with Rush Limbaugh, and all Rush Limbaugh used to do is he had a call screener, and they never got to the board. They'd call in, then bang, they were gone. So, oh man, gotta get used to this. Okay, so that's the latest tidbit from the Pentagon Pedophile Task Force. Pentagon Pedophile Turd Farts is more like it. But, yeah, boy, they're really rushing over here to troll my live stream. But, be kind of funny if they showed up. Because, calls get recorded here, and everybody's going to know what they have to say. So. Oh, here we go. We got Truth Bomb. First troll. All right, Truth Bomb, go ahead and make an ass of yourself.
I know what your problem is. You're jealous of Timothy, old man. You're weird.
No, I'm not jealous of Timothy Charles Holmes Seth, to the guy that just made an ass of himself. I guess you are going to follow around your little skirt over there on Telegram, and you're sticking up for some guy that, when he was a janitor, got fired for not taking a bath and not doing his job, lived out of his car, and now cannot do anything unless he's led around by a leash by his controller, who is 10 years older than he is. And the guy is incapable of telling the truth. But, you go ahead and you make your goofy little phone calls and make an ass of yourself. And then you just scootle over there to Telegram and say, hey, I got on Merck's show and I said this, that, and the other thing. But look, dude, I got 25 people on this channel. What is so damn important about this channel that you got to come over here and make an ass out of yourself, following the instructions of a mentally ill woman who lies about things and who has phone sex with a guy's picture on a smartphone? Actually enlarges the picture so she can kissy poo the guy on the telephone. I mean, is that the kind of person you follow? Damn. Gotta love these people, man. He must have been one of these dudes that decided to drink Clorox in order not to get COVID or something. But I think his head got washed out with Clorox. Either that or he's got into some of that bad moonshine in the hills or something. Oh, God. Phyllis Stiller. Hi, outside world. Welcome. No, that was a trip. Yeah, it's funny. There are live streams and even talk radio that use nutcases like this to bolster their show. That's 70% of the people that called Rush Limbaugh hated him. But, the guy became a multimillionaire because of trolls. I'm not going to make any money off these yo-yos, but, it gives my audience an idea of the kind of dipshits we got over on that channel. And, good to see you, Upside. You're always welcome here. Oh, here we go again. Anti-woke. Well, you know where this political is. All right, anti-woke, go ahead and make an ass of yourself.
What is your connection to General Flynn and Craig Fayard? Tell the truth, tell the truth, tell the truth.
Okay, I have no connection to General Flynn. He wouldn't know me from Adam. Never talked to him, never had any contact with him. Same is true of Craig Sawyer. I have no connection to Craig Sawyer. I don't work for Craig Sawyer. I don't communicate with Craig Sawyer. Period. This is the thing you people don't understand. I have no connection to these people. I have no connection to Sawyer. I have no connection to Wood. I have no connection to Flynn. I have no connection to David Street. I don't know any of these people. These are all people that Tim Holmseth supported at one time or another, with the exception of Sawyer. And he's turned against them. I don't care what happens to any of those people. I don't care what happens to Flynn. I don't care what happens to Wood. I don't care what happens to Street. And I don't care what happens to Sawyer. I don't have a dog in the fight. But these are all people that, for whatever reason, got on the bad side of Holmseth, and now Holmseth is after them. And the majority of these people, Holmseth supported vehemently. And all of a sudden he turned his back on them simply because they won't pay attention to him. So do your homework, caller. Don't come in here and lie, because you're going to get called out on your lies. Just because this dingbat over on the Pentagon Pedophile Task Force Telegram publishes this stuff, or over on the infiltrated chat, doesn't make it true. These people are pathological liars, and the only reason you believe them is because they have the same political philosophy that you have. If they automatically profess that they're a patriot, or they automatically profess that they're a MAGA or any of this, then you're going to follow them like sheep off a cliff. People do not have a mind of your own. You've got to follow people like sheep. I put up my comments here on this channel. People are free to believe me. People are free not to believe me. I don't care. All I'm doing is making an archive of the lies that this pipsqueak has told about me and some other people. And here we go again. Another person about to make ourselves an ass on here. Okay, go ahead and make yourself a ass of yourself, Razzle.
Bro, let me tell you something. You were caught on camera trespassing on Phil's property. You
Really?
are evil. You break the law.
Right. I've been accused of this before. Where is the video of me trespassing on his property? You people make accusations over and over and over and over again. Where's the proof? I demand to see this video that you claim where I said, or where I was on this guy's property. I'd love to see it. Nobody will provide the video. But this is just something people make up out of the top of their head. Just because I was in Plum City in front of his little studio that he no longer has, they say, we're trespassing on Phil's property. Right. But, got yourself on the air, so I'm glad you're happy. Actually, that sounds like Kathy Michelle or somebody. I don't know. Alright, well, that's 3 calls out of. How many people we got on this thing? We got 481 members with 15 online, and we got 3 calls out of them. That's not too bad. Hour and 27 minutes. Well, yeah, we got 25 people in here, and probably 4 or 5 of them are those clowns over there. And let's see, while we're waiting for calls, we have Jennifer Smith. Something hunky's been going on with this channel for a couple weeks. First, we saw video after video of Pence supposedly being outed by Straight. Now Straight is the bad guy. Funny thing is, we have 0 ways to know if Barney wrote a letter at all, much less the history lesson, which with no punctuation and misspelled words. Where's the proof she wrote anything? Also, David and Bonnie are going around teaching people how to become free. My point is that people have met them in person. Has anybody met Homeseth? I'm just wondering. Well, the answer to that is no. Tim Homeseth has been out of sight and out of mind for going on 3 years. The only time you see Timothy Homeseth is he's in front of a boat. He's going up to Linwood's property and talking to the caretaker there, or holding his book up in front of signs, and you know, there's just nothing, and so it's very little going on with Timmy. It's all recycled old stuff, or somebody's writing stuff in his name, and we don't even know if it's Timmy writing this stuff. It doesn't know, because Gab, we don't know. We don't know on Telegram, and we don't know. All right, what do we got here? Okay, this is. We're believing they're white hats, black hats, blah, blah, blah. Oh, this is more conspiracy stuff. I ain't gonna bother with that. But this is what's happening. David Straight's being turned against by Tim Homeseth, and that's going to be up to David Straight what he wants to do about it. Okay. This is something funny. Infiltrated posted a brief video saying that her router went down and she was getting flashies on her cell phone, coincidentally, when she was being attacked by the gang stalkers, I guess, or some nonsense. And apparently she doesn't know much about cell phones, because that's a common problem, and I'm not going to tell her how to solve it. It's very easily solved. Okay, we got somebody here that wants to criticize Paula. Let's see how this person makes an ass of themselves. Come on. Give us hell here.
I want to know how much money Paula was paid to turn on Timothy. She's a turncoat. She's a Judas. I'm angry at Paula. Paula made a bad mistake.
Well, okay. This is the thing. Tim Homeseth has turned against Linwood. Tim Homeseth has turned against General Flynn. Tim Homeseth has now turned against David Straight. Tim Homeseth is turning away from all his former allies, and then you people want to come in here and whine about Paula, who has found out the truth about Timothy, according to her. Now, she is still loyal to David Straight, and she is still loyal to Field McConnell. So if you want to call her a turncoat, that's your business, because...
And let me just say this, it's been clear to a lot of us in the inner circle that Paula was jealous of Randy's relationship with Timothy. Jealousy is an evil drug, and Paula, unfortunately, is very addicted.
Well, I guess, you can make all the accusations you want, but then you have to prove this stuff. And Paula was not paid a dime to do anything. I didn't commission her. She did not commission me. I did not know much about Paula before circumstances made it possible for the two of us to meet, and I agreed to put her documentary up there for people to see, and I interviewed her, just like I'm willing to interview David Strait if he chooses to call in here, or Bonnie Strait, or Lynn Wood, or General Flynn. If these people want to call in and talk to me, I'll give them a podium. I may not agree with them, but I'll give them a platform, and they can explain what their point of view is of Tim Holmes Seth. If they agree with them or if they don't agree with them, that's up to them. I'm not going to tell them what to say or do. But, um, you know, there are people that still don't like Paula in here. And I am not going to say anything. You people have a right to your opinion. I just, keep it as respectable as possible. I know Paula's going to have to face the music because of things that she supported in the past that people disagree with here. And Paula and I disagree on a lot, but we have a common core belief here when it comes to Timothy Charles Holmes Seth and uh, Randy Erickson. So, Sharp, I respect your opinion. Just, please be as polite as possible. I'm not going to have you, I'm not going to make you change your mind. People have strong feelings about everything that's happened here. Yeah, Sharp, I understand she did. This is the problem with Timmy and Randy as well. And I'll tell you something, Sharp. I don't know if you know, but there are actually people that I associate with now that did the same thing to me. These same people accused me of things that I did not say or do. They made false accusations. They did a lot of damage. But in the end, once we figured out what caused all this, we came together in a common front. And, we're friends now. We realize that mistakes were made in the past. We have corrected these mistakes, and now we move on. Oh, I guess I'm called a Mertlink. Just going to say it was 2 to 3 weeks ago. Thank you for the date, IBT. Then all the little Mertlings gathered for Grandpa Mert Saturday night story hour. Oh, we've got another one. Let's see what Sandy has to say. Okay, Sandy, you're on
Paula
the
just
air.
said that Timothy's not her type. Well, you know what, Paula? You're full of shit because guess what? You were begging Randy. You were begging Randy to get in contact with Tim. And Timothy is handsome. How dare you insult him, bitch?
Hmm. All right, Paula, I'll leave it to you to answer that one. And while you're, you know, well, Sharp, I understand your sentiment. That's don't expect you to, but let's read this because it's interesting. Um, let's see, where was I? All the little Mertlings gathered for Grandpa Mert's Saturday night story hour. There's something so Disney about it. Oh, Paula, still harassing Alex, so Alex must be doing something right. Timothy, yes, that's his name, not Timmy, like you and Mert are so fond of saying. Timothy did not suddenly dox anyone, oh dear. You don't want people to know it took 3 weeks for you to figure out who Alex was from Grandpa Mert's story hour. When Alex was never hidden who she was. On May 7th, we all knew who she was, her business, and where she's from. So waltzing in here pretending you have new news and you got it because of someone betrayed Alex, oh please. Well, right here, this LCD just blew Alexa's claim right out the window because this person is claiming that everybody knew who Alex was before May 7th. And so IBT got caught in a lie because she's saying that I'm the source of the docs when people are saying they've known about her for years. And I did not get that information from Paula. I got it from Alexandra. She doxed herself a long time ago. Okay, we got anybody interested in this because, I happen to be a supporter to end trafficking. There is a awareness is the start of ending human trafficking. Come help us spread awareness. Saturday, June 11th, noon to 3 o'clock, 4041 Walter Creek, Highland Village, Texas. Meet at Whole Foods at the corner of 407/2499. Now, anybody that's against child trafficking, you can go to that event. I don't know. If you need help with sign ideas, let me know. I'll have some for that you can borrow. Wear your sunscreen, comfortable shoes, bring some water. Going to be a hot one. Now, this is over on the Pentagon Pedophile Task Force Telegram. So you can go over there if you're interested in this event and look into it. But I am against human trafficking of all forms. I'm against child pornography. I'm against pedophiles, all of it. And so, I would recommend people go to that function. Because instead of bickering about who is what, we should be fighting the actual guilty people. Well, Paula, you're paying the same price I did when I became friends with people because I lost a lot of supporters over on Facebook when I basically ended my disputes with people. People, you know, there's a lot of strong emotions going around, and what it does is it demonstrates that when people get into these online spats, they need to be a hell of a lot more careful about what they say and do when getting involved, because you say a lot of things that uh, you can't undo. Yeah, that's another thing that yeah, Tim Holmsath does not talk about the kids in Texas. He made one mention and then it disappeared. So, what is going on? Why aren't these people talking about these kids? Yeah, you get the damn conspiracy theories about these are crisis actors and all kinds of nonsense, rather than telling the truth and saying that we are getting into a situation where kids are getting killed in school. And it looks like Texas law enforcement screwed up big time. And it took some guy to go in there that had nothing to do with the raid and shoot the guy. So, there's going to be a big investigation and they'll figure out what happened. Excuse me. But, you don't see Tim Holmes at that monument. If he did show up, he'd sit there and throw his little book up in the air again and say, hey, look at this book you can't read because it's taken off, even though I published everything on the internet. It's just, he's an incredibly selfish individual. But yeah, the messages that are coming over on their account is that they are really turning against um, David Strait. So they, there's the Straits would be very well advised to drop home Seth altogether because I don't see any way of repairing the relationship between him and the we got Patriot movement. I missed your call. I didn't get to hear somebody else make an ass out of themselves. Hmm. Okay, here we go. Do, 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 do. You're on the air.
Mert, you were on here being disgusting, talking about Timothy's underwear and what was inside the underwear, saying Randy was going to burn it. You know what? Just because Randy helped Timothy out and bought him clothes, do you want him to go commando without underwear, bitch?
Well, that's a sensible thing. See, the problem is that was something somebody posted. That whole incident that I relayed was an actual post over on Gab. I didn't make it up. It's there. And, it was basically word for word. Somebody claimed that Randy Erickson uh, observed this bag of underwear, saw that it had been tampered with, mentioned to Timothy, who was in the shower, that, she thinks the thing was tampered with, and they burned the material. Yeah, I didn't post it. Somebody else did. So
explain what is so dastardly about Randy doing something nice for someone, being a good citizen, and helping somebody out that's in need. I mean, do you never help people? I mean, why are you slandering Randy, my queen?
How do you know I'm slandering her? She slanders me. I mean, have you got, deaf or tunnel vision where you don't realize that these two have been slandering and defaming me for almost a decade? My life is in danger because of what these two say. They lie, LIE, about me constantly, and you're worried about underwear. And, Timmy and Randy are liars. They are pathological liars. Nothing they say is true, and you people are too stupid to understand that. But you can't argue with stupid people. You people are absolutely positively stupid. You're not going to change. I'm not here to change you people. I'm here to show you how stupid you are. Because 99% of you people never knew Timothy Holmseth outside of his social media. This guy was a virtual unknown for years. And then all of a sudden he barges into the Patriot movement, and now everybody in this tiny little area knows Tim Holmseth. And they're jumping all over to be on his radar. Stupid. But, well, what is it now? We managed to get like 4 or 5 calls out of these yo-yos. But the funny thing these people don't realize is Timmy is no patriot. He is using the patriot movement for his own means. He's about as phony as you can get. Well, we got John infiltrated by truth. Has got John Reagan's picture up again. I mean, poor guy's been dead for a decade, and these people won't leave him alone. But, what are you going to do? That's the thing here. Now, yeah, it's nice that Randy is helping him out, but there's an ulterior motive because Timmy's a piece of equipment. He's a tool. He's an asset. She's using Tim to raise money for her. Timmy's in a gilded cage. Why hasn't this guy been visible for years because he's being caged, metaphorically. It's a gilded cage. Well, Wano Saban's another grifter. I mean, that guy's another shit for brains. But the funny thing about it, if that's Wano Saban, Timothy turned his back on him. You know, because Tim Homeseth called Wano Saban out. So why is Wano Saban supporting Tim Homeseth when Tim Homeseth has called him a fraud? Is he that stupid? Yes. But I don't know if that's Wano Saban or not, and personally, I don't care. Whoever it is an idiot. But what they're doing is they're playing to the audience. These people, it's preaching to the choir. These people believe everything that Timmy says, and it's just going to continue. And as far as this, you know, nothing gets erased from Telegram, so I would challenge people to go out there and find that post and see where it came from. Because it came from Telegram somewhere. And, I'd like it because, I'll screenshot the damn thing and go through it. But I did not publish it. I don't know where it came from. It just somehow I happened across it. And I don't know if somebody sent it to me. I haven't been able to find it. I've gone through all my archives and I have not been able to find that post. But if I do find it, I will put it up. It was made 2-3 weeks ago. And we'll see whose name is on it. So everybody out there on Telegram, Gab, and wherever else, track that thing down. I'd love to see it. Well, yes, he is. And that's, it's because we've got Wood, Flynn, Straight, and even Wano Saban, and other people that he's basically just turned his back on. And what, people just aren't going to wake up. Some will. But there's, for everyone that uh, bails, there always seems to be one or two more that come in to take their place. It's like, they just come in because they're curious to see what Timmy's all about, and then all of a sudden they say, this wasn't such a bright idea, and they go away. But that's the thing, Paula. There are people that still support Field McConnell, and that's fine. I don't agree with Field McConnell, but at the same time, my um, problem isn't really with Field McConnell, it's with Tim Homeseth. Now, there's things that Field McConnell did in regards to Kim Picasio that he should not have, but that has all been corrected. And, you know, Bill is doing his thing on a limited basis, and he is getting back on mission. I mean, before Tim Homeseth came along, Phil McConnell had a mission, and he was doing his thing, whether people agreed with him or not. And so, regardless of what you think about Phil McConnell, the only reason he got involved in Florida was because of Tim Homeseth. If he had never met Tim Homeseth, he would be in a far better position today than he is now. So it's a situation where you've got to realize that Bill McConnell's problems were because of Tim Homeseth. Period. That's funny. I got more people than they do over there. But the people over there should understand, if there's any that still support Phil McConnell on those message sites, that Tim Holseth is the cause of Phil McConnell's problems. And for whatever reason, they either don't truly support Phil McConnell or they just refuse to see that he's wrong. And there's you can't open a closed mind, as they used to say. It's my personal opinion that Phil McConnell's a fraud. But again, I'm not going to get involved in that situation. I don't have a dog in the fight. I'm not going to support Phil McConnell, but I'm not going to fight against him either. That's for somebody else to do. My focus is limited to the situation between him and Tim Holmeseth. Oh boy, got a little bit of a disagreement going on. Oh, here we go. No witchcraft. Oh, this ought to be interesting. All right, let's have at it.
All the people that have tried to destroy Timothy have met a bad fate. Jeremiah Reagan, irrelevant. Levi Page, no longer on YouTube. Everything wiped clean. Marked.
What
You're
is
next.
the big
You're
deal with
gone.
Levi Page? Why are you so concerned with Levi
And
Page?
what I mean is you're going to be gone from the internet because you're going to crash and burn. Nobody's going to listen, and you're going to become irrelevant. It's a pattern. Where's Cobra?
All I've
Tell me
got
where
is
Cobra
25
is,
people,
nerd.
lady. All I've got is 25 people. Why is so much attention being played to this thing? And she hangs up. They say their little piece and then they run away like little rats. I've only got 25 people in here. I don't consider myself relevant. I mean, you got YouTube channels that have hundreds of thousands of people. I watch a YouTube channel with a guy. All he does is he fixes cars in a shop, and he does half-hour videos of himself fixing cars. That guy has 500,000 people. Or you get guys that do handyman stuff, and you got people that show pictures of animals or pictures of car wrecks, and they're more relevant than I am. They got hundreds of thousands of people. But this channel is not relevant. I'm not relevant. I know that. But I'm not here for anything other than to archive the lies that Holmseth tells on a daily basis. If Tim Holseth would have left me alone, I wouldn't be bothered with him. That's what people don't understand over there. I don't care. But what I do care is when people start lying about me and putting my safety at risk with this bullshit. I'm quite content to have my true core friends. I don't need 10, 20, 30, 40,000 people. I don't need recognition or anything. I'm just this little YouTube channel doing my thing. Now, I'm 71 years old. I mean, one of these days I'm going to assume room temperature and, the channel will be here in archive. And, Timmy's 50 years old, so he's got 20, 30 years that he can do on the internet, bullshitting people and stealing money from them and being a fraud. That'll never change. But, I'm not out to convince people of anything. I state my case, say this is what I feel, this is what's happened to me. You don't like it? That's fine. You disagreed with me? That's fine. I don't care. All I can do is offer what I have to say, and it's up to whoever views or listens to this live stream to make up their own mind. I'm not going to be like Timmy and says if somebody over there disagrees with me that you're automatically a pedophile, you're automatically eating kids and all this other nonsense. No. I just vehemently disagree with your point of view. Period. I don't know so much. I don't know if it's jealousy or they just don't like dissent. I am not going to be so big headed as to say that people are jealous of me. I think they are concerned because I am the voice of truth in my own way. And they don't like dissent. They don't want any negative attention at all to Timmy. Not one. They don't want one single solitary person to criticize Timmy or call him out. They're going to sit there and they are going to blindly follow him for whatever reason. Okay, I think, yeah, we are coming up. I've been babbling here for 2 hours, so I probably am going to start winding this down. Um, well, Sharp is attacked. The funny thing about that uh, is he wasn't with that newspaper for very long, and it is alleged that he was fired for plagiarism. And the article that he won the award for is the one he's accused of plagiarizing. Okay, we got one more call we can slip in here. All right, here we go. You're on the air.
Mert, why does Levi Page, who is 33 years old, if he was born in 1990, why does he look like he's 20 years old? Is it because of the adrenochrome that he takes?
Oh man, I love these conspiracy idiots. Number one, I don't care how old Levi is. And, you can always go to the county seat where he was born and get a damn birth certificate. I mean, God, why is everybody so concerned about the guy's age? And again, we're getting into this fiction of people drinking this chemical, which is more bullcrap from that side of the fence. I mean, it's just another one of these nutty conspiracy theories. And, that's how stupid these people are to keep coming up with this malarkey. Eating babies, getting this stupid chemical, and now they're talking about they're making diamonds out of kids, which people have no idea how diamonds are created to begin with. Naturally, you can make what they call industrial diamonds, but that doesn't involve babies, it involves sand. But I think these people drop out of school. I don't think these people have ever been to school. They certainly have never been to science class to come up with these chemicals that I can't, androchrome or however you pronounce that shit. These people are batshit crazy. Nobody's doing these things. But, this pig farmer from Japan, Korea, the Philippines, wherever the hell he came from, he's got these people all wound up, making them believe this nonsense. And that's how absolutely gullible these people are. And this guy is laughing his head off. Watkins is over there in Nevada or wherever the hell he is saying, oh my God, what a bunch of freaking morons. That actually got them to believe that there's this Q and he's giving out all these drops. I mean, good Lord. So I don't know. But it's just too bad that with the resources these people have, they could use it for something constructive instead of getting involved in this crap. I mean, the number of people that are on these various social media sites could do more to rescue these kids, get them back to their parents, stop child trafficking, human trafficking, pedophilia, and all this other stuff. But rather than do that, they get on here and do these Q drop nonsense and go after completely innocent people that have absolutely nothing to do with child trafficking or any of this other stuff. And they are just giving aid and comfort to the true pedophiles, child traffickers, child pornographers, and human traffickers out there because they're diverting attention away from them. And they don't care. Period. Well, I think all it is, Marlene, is Sharp is giving his opinion. Now, you know, I think Sharp. I think Paula explained that. At least she explained it to me, and I do think people need to calm down a little bit. I mean, I don't. People are not going to change their mind about how they feel about people. But if we could tone it down a bit, it might be a good idea. Um, because we realize that there are strong emotions here in regards to things that have happened in the past. But at some point, it's a good idea to kind of tone down the discourse a little bit. Not, I'm not saying people should stop. Um, but I just, I wish we could be more polite with each other. But that's, I'm not here to dictate people's behavior. Yeah, that there's been an obsession with this chemical uh, since the beginning of this Q movement. Uh, and I, you know, people know nothing about nothing. They don't take the time to figure out what it is that they're whining about. It's like I get people to talk about 5G, and I can tell you, I know just about everything about 5G, what it does, why it's named 5G, and all of that. That's my background. Um, and when you get into this situation where you're talking about something you know absolutely nothing about, uh, you're destroying the truth for no reason. Because you're basically making a fool of yourself to people that know things, and this is what's going on with this chemical. Oh, God. Okay, we got another call. Let's see what this one has to say. Do 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 do. Come on.
I see Marlene is in chat, the one that likes to sow distrust in Randy's family. Hey, Marlene, stay out of Randy's family life, you dummy. You dumb dub hag, you dub.
Well, that's another moron. Well, I'll tell you something, caller. Timothy Charles Holmeseth claims to be a public figure. He claims to be a war correspondent. Randy Lynn Erickson claims to have a significant part in the Pentagon Pedophile Task Force. She's claimed to have put all these documents into the federal court system, and on and on and on. And because of that, their actions are a matter of public interest. It's a matter of the public's right to know. If they don't want to be held accountable, then they need to quit doing this stuff because they are creating material that is in the public interest. That's just the way it goes. And you start saying that you've got all these important connections with the leaders of countries, like the former president of the United States and all these important people, and you're submitting vitally important documents to the federal government and to the federal court system, you need to be held accountable. You're a public figure. You are acting as an agent for the federal government. So this whining and temper tantrum because we keep talking about Randy and Timmy is just too darn bad because they put themselves in this situation. Period. Yeah, more nonsense over there. Do, 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 do. Well, number one, I wish they get closer to the mic because they're hard to understand. It's like they're talking at the end of they're on the opposite side of a room or something. I mean, you can go to Walmart and buy a $20 headset and sound better than some of these people are sounding on the phone. It sounds like they're talking on speakerphones, and that's the worst. When you call into a show, that's the worst thing you can do because it's messes with the sound. But again, you're talking about people that don't know much about anything, especially technology. Bonnie is getting killed in the comments. Better not call. I don't think Bonnie is worried about a few losers' comments. Hmm. Probably not. Um, Prayer warrior. Yeah, but I don't know why people steal other people's images. I mean, they've got the image of a dead guy over there and infiltrated his channel. This prayer warrior. I mean, I don't think prayer warrior is another one of these people that don't know anything. Because if you're gonna criticize, you at least ought to know what you're criticizing. Not dead people for crying out loud. But what are you gonna do? Truth and facts is not something these people deal in. But it's what makes the world go around. Jeez, I got 23 people after this long. Hello to people that are out there. Be sure to like, subscribe, hit the notification button so the next time I put up one of these nonsensical live streams, you will get notified. And then, if I put a link up, you can make weird phone calls. Well, 3 of them just vanished. I said, woo. Dark Outpost Live. Weird. Oh my goodness. Does he support homicide? Juan? Not anymore, from what I understand, because um, Timmy called Juan out as a fraud, and so I don't think Timmy or Juan appreciated that too much. Sharp, it probably was, but because this is this is what happens when people get sucked into the snuff. Now, I had people that did things as bad as Paula did um, to me and the people that were my friends. I mean, it gets into a situation where people believe certain things and they get caught up in the moment and they don't take the time to slow down and figure out where all this information's coming from. And I think Paula finally did that. She did a lot of bad things in the process, but at least now she is trying to do something. I would rather she come out with the truth rather than hide because she's going to get criticized for her past actions. I understand that there are people that have strong emotions about what Paula has done in the past. But the key here is that she is correcting her mistakes as best she can and bringing the truth out about Randy and Timmy. I don't know. Okay. Well, Sharp, I would just, would you please calm down just a little bit? Um, I understand you're upset and everything, but it's just we're getting a little off message here. Candy Sharp should not have uh, the authority to ban anyone on this channel. There's only one person in here right now that has the wrench. Uh, I'm not aware if Sharp has one, and Sharp does not have my permission to ban anyone from this chat. Um, so I don't know what's going on here. Good night, Lori. Appreciate appreciate you coming in here. I'm not sure what's going on with timeouts and stuff. Um, Sharp. If you're banning people, you need to stop because you don't have the authority to ban anyone. Um, you know, I designate who can ban and under what um, what criteria there is for whether or not I allow somebody in the room or allow somebody off the room. So, um, we don't be banning anybody. Okay. Let's see. I just been informed. I'm gonna have to. I don't like doing this, but people are not listening. All right. Let me. Okay. Let me go in here and see what's going on. Okay. Alright, let's see. How do I do this? Okay. Alright. Alright. Okay, I'm temporarily. Alright, that should cure that problem. Alright, Sharp, what I'm doing, I'm temporarily taking your wrench away. Um, just because I want to make sure that people are not um, banned for whatever reason. Because I try not to ban people unless their behavior gets so egregious. And so, for the time being, I've taken her wrench away until things calm down a little bit. Because I'm going to say this so people understand. Uh, I am very specific about when and how people get banned, blocked, put into timeout. And I give people a lot of latitude here. Now, you will get your wrench back eventually, but we've got to, you know, number one, I'm the owner of this channel. So if you have a question about what I want to stay in here or not, you can always drop me a DM, private chat, whatever, and we'll discuss it. But, you know, I support people disagreeing with each other to a point, but people need to tone it down a bit. If you don't like somebody, you don't like them, but at least try and be polite in here. I don't want to get like the people over on Gab and Telegram where, everybody is cutting each other's throat. Uh, I don't want to be like them. I want to have good, um, good dispute. But again, you know, as far as when you block somebody, I need to know ahead of time that you're going to do that. I need to know why the block is happening. So for right now, I'm temporarily suspending your wrench until I can figure out how I'm going to handle this room. There was a time when I was going to completely shut off the chat and have people use Twitter or something as a forum because things were getting out of hand. Um, this is something I was able to do on Pale Talk. I was able to stop the chat if necessary. But I want to give people a way to have a conversation when I'm on the air discussing things. But I also don't want people abusing each other. So we all got to calm down. I know um, you should be able to block without being a wrench. Um, yeah, because if you're blocking somebody using the wrench, then you're blocking them from my room completely. And this is what I'm being told is people are not able to talk on this channel. Uh, well, Sharp, I'm not sure exactly what's going on, but I've been getting direct messages that 5 people are unable to talk in this room. And uh, if you are using the wrench to put people in timeout, ban them, or whatever, it takes them off my feed. Now, if there's something that you don't want to see, I think there is an option for you to unilaterally block them so you don't see what they're saying. I understand that part. That's what I'm trying to figure out here. Because I just don't want to. I don't want to have people blocking or banning left and right, and they're not able to get in this room. Well, if they're timed out, they'll be back. Um, but I'm just trying to get it worked out so that people can have control over their feed without interfering with the feed on this channel. Well, that's fine. The timeout only lasts for what, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever it is, and then they come back in again. But you know, we'll live with the situation the way it is for right now until things calm down. Because I'm trying to be fair here as much as I can. This is a teeny tiny little room, and they're really hmm, they're having an interesting conversation over there. But yeah, I understand. Sharp, and I'm not trying to crash down on you. What I'm trying to do is avoid um, people getting banned from the chat. Now, I can understand if you don't want to see certain people on your feed. You have the right to do that. So I'm just trying to figure out a way that everybody can be satisfied uh, with how everything is running here. But that said, if there's any misunderstanding, I apologize for it. I hope that we can all. Okay, that's fine, Lori. It's this YouTube is one of these things you got to learn. Um, there's still things I'm learning about it, and I'm also learning about things with my software utility I use. I found out that in order to do anything on my channel, I've actually got to log in a second time in a separate browser so that I can make changes to my own chat. I cannot do it from here. It's weird, but that's just the way this thing is set up. So, anyway, well, what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to close out. I appreciate everybody coming in here. Sharp, I appreciate you coming in here and the way you've helped me in the past. So I hope there's no hard feelings. Um, and we'll work it out. But I just wish that those of you who have vehement disagreements that don't like each other, which is purely obvious, if we could just simmer things down a little bit, continue to disagree with each other, but do it in a way that it doesn't disrupt everything. Because it could be to the advantage of the others if all this discord keeps, um, yeah, just keep things level. And I don't want to give those yo-yos any more ammunition than they've already got. I think she's left Sharp. I don't know. But um, I know you two have a personality clash. I know where you stand with Paula, and I know how she stands with you. I just wish, for the sake of uniformity, that you kind of tone it down a little bit. Let's try to get along even if we don't like each other, if that makes any sense. And with that, I'm going to wish everybody a good Memorial Day weekend, what's left of it. Uh, do honor those who have fallen in defense of this country, those who have been injured in defense of the country, and those veterans out there who served. They deserve our love and respect. They deserve our salute as those that they protect. And so recognize what tomorrow is all about. Uh, if you go out and you have a barbecue, go to the lake, or whatever it is you do tomorrow, just remember that. Um, and hopefully someday down the road, wounds can heal, people can move on, and we can respect each other when we disagree. And I understand, Sharp. I really do. Because I've gone through something similar, and so I know what's going on here. Levi, thanks for helping to clear things up a little bit. And sorry you were made the target of trolls again tonight, but I guess that's the way things go. So this is William K. Murtaugh, Let me try that again. This is William K. Murtaugh, Murt Witness 1. Please like, subscribe, hit the notification button, and have a good night, all. This is, again, just have yourself a good weekend, what's left of it, holiday tomorrow, and see what happens when we go down the road. And until then, have a good one. Good night.